So the adventure continues. We got in late last night, like 1 o'clock in the morning, into Louisville, Kentucky. Had all kinds of delayed flights. Turns out they lost our bags, so just went back to the airport this morning, put on a fresh pair of underwear, and I feel like a new man. About an hour drive, and we'll meet up with Joe and meet him and his family, and get to go grab a workout with him. And so got another exciting day ahead of us, and we'll wrap it up driving back to Louisville, Kentucky to jump on a plane and head back to Fort Lauderdale. So I got a text message from Joe. He said, watch out for the buggies. I thought he was being cute, like meaning like bugs on the windshield. He literally means buggies, like with a horse and buggy. I guess out here, right on the edge of Kentucky and Indiana, you've got a really big Amish population. That'd be cool. You don't see horse and buggies every day. Actually, I've never seen a horse and buggy, not on the road anyway.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
The biggest thing I'm looking forward to is the dieting, learning how to and when to properly eat to get the most fuel, the most energy, burn the most fat, build the most muscle. That's definitely one of the things that I'm looking most forward to.
So you never know what to expect meeting someone for the first time. Joe and I've talked over Skype. So we're gonna sit down, I'm gonna meet him and his family. We'll talk a little bit, get a feel for what his goals are, what it is he's hoping to accomplish, and maybe learn a little bit about where he's come from. And then we'll grab a quick workout. We've got the challenge day workout today. So we're gonna be doing some kettlebell work, which will be fun.
It's just an adrenaline rush. It's not very often you get an opportunity to work out with someone that's this high in the fitness level. Yeah, when James comes through the door, he'll be meeting my family. He'll be my wife, Lynn, our daughter, Penelope, who's 3, our son, Jace, who will be 2 on Halloween, and then my father's here helping taking care of Jace because he's a little wild man.
Hey!
How's it going?
What's happening, man? Nice to meet you. Hi! How you doing?
My son, Jace, Jameson, Penelope, my wife, Lynn, and my father to help.
Very cool. This house is awesome. Hey, I'm
Nice
James.
to meet you, Lynn Fuller.
Nice to meet you.
This is Jace.
Hi, give me 5. No? Yeah, awesome.
Can you tell him your name?
Papa.
Good job.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Fuller.
And I have water, and I also made some pumpkin protein.
These are really awesome.
Yeah. Tomatoes, some great tomatoes. We have those. Come down here with us, Penelope. But it's peaceful.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's definitely quiet, nice. Finally starting to get the pond cleaned up.
Got a whole setup, dude.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of stuff I can get right here. I would love to have a kitchen crossover. It's just finding one. Jen's going out of business.
And going back to your original video, you were talking about one of your friends that drowned next to you.
Yeah,
What was that? I mean, what happened?
Yeah, when I worked in Evansville, my manager at Walgreens, she had a lot of the same mannerisms as my mother. And like I said, my mother passed away of bladder cancer in 2003 at age 37. And so she just reminded me a lot of her. So I took very closely to her and her husband. I would go out and eat pizza with them, and just they really adopted me, took me over when I was in Evansville. And it started out there where he'd hardly say a word to me, and then the more we lifted, the more he opened up. And he had a lot of aggression, and validly so, and I just tried to teach him, just come here whenever you want to do something, let's go. He had 2 sisters, his mother. They trusted me to take care of him, and I didn't come through. If I'd had a noodle, a life jacket, anything, he'd still be here.
Hearing from him firsthand the story about his friend Dustin, I have a better idea now of why he wants to do this program. I think it's a way for him to process it. I think it's channeling all that emotion, that energy, and channeling it in a really positive way.
Yeah, I feel like I never really took the big chances that I thought I would take, because I felt like I had to stay around. I had to do certain things, and I just never felt like I gave full effort because I didn't have to. People, like I said, they gave me their empathy and said, "Oh, you're doing great with this. Your mom will be proud of you." When really, I know I haven't come close to tapping into my potential.
When you get comfortable, as it's like nothing changes, it stays the same. You know, in order to create change, you got to stretch yourself and you got to push yourself out of that comfort zone, and that's all weight training is. Like, you look at like the basics of weight training, progressive overload, right? Well, what does that really mean? That means every day doing a little bit more than you did the day before.
And that's what Joe wants to do here. He wants to commit to something, and he wants to put the hard work into it and be disciplined and see how far he can stretch himself. And once he's done that, then he's going to test it in other things, and he's going to apply it to different areas of his life, and he's going to see how far he can go. And I promise you, Joe's one of those guys that'll go far.
Hey, Joe? Anybody in there?
And so today's a kettlebell challenge day. So we're actually going to grab the kettlebells and we're going to take them out front. He's got this awesome, you know, grassy rolling hills, looks like a park out there. So we're going to take them out there and we're going to go through this kettlebell challenge.
Audio Jungle.
It's not burning, it's not working.
So with our challenge days, we try to make most of the movements body weight type movements, so that way they can pretty much be done anywhere.
It's the difference between not being able to do more and not wanting to do more.
We wanted a day where we can just, you know, specifically focus on, you know, just conditioning, you know, keep it high, keep it intense. You know, kind of get you in, get you out, let you work a little bit. And then if you wanted an extra conditioning day, we have that kind of active rest day where you could go for like a long walk or hike or swim or bike ride, you know, just something where you're, you know, kind of, you're moving but you're not, you know, just killing yourself. You know, because doing cardio every day, you know, I mean, for most people it's going to, you know, really limit their strength gains and their recovery and their muscle mass gains if that's kind of what their goals were.
Actually, they're all, almost all these, with the exception of the kettlebells, they're all body weight. So you can take this anywhere you go. It kicked my butt, even though it was short. It winded me. It was, I was feeling it, especially on some of those presses. I could feel it in my shoulders, my legs, plus they're already sore. But had a great workout. It's more of a challenge day, like I said, so now we're ready to grab his family and we're gonna head into town, which I guess is kind of a historic area here in Indiana. So we're gonna go downtown and grab something to eat.
Going up with everything into it, it's really, really incredible.
Having to undo a lifetime worth of bad eating habits and having to learn a new way when you grow up that way. You don't know any different, like you said, not having your first salad until you're 30. My go-to, if nothing else, is I'll have a salad with chicken on it. A lot of times then I'll ask him, I always, you know, if there's cheese, tell him to take the cheese out, dressing on the side, and I'll usually get like a double order chicken. And that's always my go-to. Well, that was cool hanging out with Joe and his family. Really good people, and really happy to have him part of this program. So it was, I actually feel like got to know him and build a bit of a friendship there, and I'm sure over time that's going to grow. So that was cool. So now we're just driving back to Louisville, catch our flight, and head back to Fort Lauderdale. So that kind of rounds out our trip. Visit Danielle in Pittsburgh, now Joe in Indiana. So the next thing we gotta do is we've got to get Corey out to Fort Lauderdale, spend some time with him.